Hi, I'm Tom Jones and welcome to another exciting free art lesson. I want to show you something a little different this time. I want to show you a way of toning down the edges of a painting. You know, sometimes it's very important to keep the eye of the viewer from going out the sides of the paintings or the tops of the paintings in some cases. I'll show you an easy way of putting either a wash on here with a brush or spray bottle in order to tone it down. I'm going to do it for you on this particular painting, but I want to show you another painting behind me to show you exactly where I did this before. So I'm going to take a brush as a pointer here so that you can follow me. But basically what I'm talking about is in this area here along the edges of the painting. If you look closely at the rock area here versus the rock area in this area, you'll notice that the edges are muted and it's toned down. Same thing here, the difference between the rock area here and that rock area there. Same thing with the sky across the top and the rock area here, you'll notice the difference. The reason for it is you want to bring the eye inside the painting or to keep the eye inside the painting rather than going off to the sides. What can happen if your painting has too much light at the edges? The eye will want to wander outside the painting when you don't want it to. So that's the whole idea behind this. In this particular case, I've used both my large brush, a 1.5-inch wash brush, and in some cases I used a mist spray bottle. Now the mist spray bottle is the same type you can buy in any drugstore or beauty supply store, and I have one here. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways of doing this. Now one thing that I need to mention is that this really should be elevated in order to do it, but I'm going to try and do it regardless. I'm going to hold this like so, and I'm simply going to tone down. You can see it happening here. See how I'm toning down this particular edge of the painting right here? Now sometimes you'll get these little bubbles in here, so you just take a tissue and just very gently soften those. That's all you've got to do. And then hit it again if you want it a little darker. But notice the difference now between here and here, what has happened. And a lot of times I'll do it around the edge of the painting and just tone it down, and the eye will come back in the center of the painting. Now another way of doing it is to simply take a large brush. Let me get this large, what I call wash brush, for putting down large washes, and I just take a little bit of the cobalt blue. In both cases I'm using cobalt blue. It's cobalt blue in the spray bottle that you see here, but also in my palette. And I can come in and very gently take and just put in a light wash of blue here and tone down the edges. I'll get the excess paint out, just water on my brush, and just soften the edge. Notice the difference now, okay? Lighter here, darker here. And you can, again, do this all around the edge of your painting to tone it down. Now, one of the things I would like to mention to you is make sure that you're using a good brush. This brush is one of my signature brushes. It's 60% synthetic, new synthetic, and 40% squirrel. So it holds a lot of water and a lot of pigment. But importantly, it's a softer bristle. So I'm not going in here and scrubbing. If you're using a synthetic brush, you can mute the edges and just kind of brush everything away. This is a soft brush, so I can get away with that. So it's a gentle touch and using a brush, or use one of the fine mist spray bottles. And look what happens to your painting when you start toning down the edges and having people view the painting or look at the painting in the center more where you want them to. Try it on your painting and see how much you like it. Thanks for joining me, and check out more of my DVDs on TomJonesArtist.com. Thank you for joining me.